Hey everybody, welcome to Head and Shoulders ATR, and this is Track Talk Radio. Today we're going to be talking about Femke Bol and how she's just tearing it up right now. Because I remember I was like, okay, she beat the 300 hurdle world record, or world best as it is. She got the 500 and everything like that, but maybe there's something kind of missing from this whole profile, right? There's something kind of missing from this profile. And I remember I was discussing with some folks, and I said, you know what she's really missing is a record in an event that people run more often. And then it would be like, hey man, she's a bigger threat, because right now she's got the silver medal, right? She's got the silver medal behind McLaughlin and a more or less injured Dalilah Muhammad. Think about it. Dalilah Muhammad caught COVID-19 twice, got injured, twice from that? Now, that's part of a person's training career. It's just what happens. You can't take that away. Just like when Dina Asher-Smith got the world championship gold. It's like, hey, you know, other people weren't there all the way. Elaine Thompson-Herah, and yeah, oh well, she beat the best that's there at the best that they can do, and injuries come with the field, so you can't take that away. But even in the back of my head, because I've had a bias with Muhammad, I kind of was holding that against her a little bit. But then I said, okay, let me look at her with some fresh eyes. You know, some months have gone by. Okay, great. Now, her versus McLaughlin. Okay, is she a big threat? That's the thing. Is she a big threat versus McLaughlin? And I said, yeah, she'll be a bigger threat if she can get the, because McLaughlin beat the 300 hurdles world record in between her world record run toward the, in Oregon, when you really think about it, right? So, of course, I mean, different time of the season, different peak. And okay, great. Now, what would make it a little bit more serious? Well, this would make it a little bit more serious. 49.26 world record. Not only that, let's take a look at her profile real quick. Femke Bol, Netherlands, 22 years of age. Okay, not too much different from McLaughlin. Very young athletes here. But let's stay focused on Bol here and just look at her profile as it is by herself. 22 years of age. That means she's got some time ahead of her, right? She's got some time ahead of her. Okay, 2-time Diamond League final winner. Great, right? She got the 400 hurdles. If I'm not mistaken, that might be twice, actually. Because Dalilah Muhammad this last season, she was storming out, and then she just faded. And that's kind of what happens with Muhammad. If it's out of championship style, Muhammad kind of does that thing. World championship, silver medalist. She got that on, the mixed relay, I believe, and the open 400 meter hurdles. Olympic bronze medalist, that was the 400 meter hurdles. World indoor championship silver medalist, so on and so forth. European champion, top 8 in the world championships. That's obvious. Okay, great. Now, let's look at a personal best here. All right. There's two different approaches here. We could take the short approach, or we could take the long approach. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Okay. So just because somebody might be quicker than you over the shorter distance doesn't mean they can beat you over that longer distance. The only thing that matters is that race. So just because McLaughlin might be faster than her in the 100 meter hurdles, and she's going over these 60 meter hurdles and doing that strategy with Bobby Kersey's group, does not mean that she cannot be beat. Let's keep that in mind here. Now, 100 meters, 12:53. Not setting any records with that. 23 flat against the headwind, but she ran a 22:87. And my thing about this is the bank tracks, I think they kind of make up for outdoor. I've seen a lot of performances and noticed that people that run on bank tracks, they run about the same outdoors. Sometimes a little slower, sometimes a little faster, sometimes the same time. So the way I look at it is, you're not having the wind, but that banked track actually kind of makes up for that tight curve, as long as you're not on the inside lane. So that 22:87 she did with that 49 high at the same day. This time she did it without it. So national record for her. Congratulations. 22:87. But guess what? Let's go to the 500 before we get in this 400. The 500, 65.63, and she broke that world record, not by a small margin either. I look at this and say, I think this can translate well because she's able to go the longer distance, and combining that with the world record, she's going to be a dangerous factor because if she can handle a longer distance and she can handle at her distance, she's probably going to be a big fat danger, a solid number 2 if you don't say that she's not yet, you know, we got to wait to see a couple of meets. And I'm going to say my judgment later. But right now, I'm just giving out the floor of the analysis here. 65.63, world best. Now, we can also say, hey, look, 500 meters isn't run that often. 300 meter hurdle, world best. 36.86, great. She still finished second behind McLaughlin, great. Okay. She did not run a personal best last year at the in Eugene. She ran better in Tokyo, so that didn't mean anything, even though she did that 300 meter hurdle world best. Okay, fair enough. It's fair enough. I hear you all. But let's just set this up for a second. If she's able to hit a 65.63, 100 meters extra than 400, and a 49.26, what's the chances of her not doing 49 low? Now, this doesn't guarantee that she's going to break 49. As I said, this is why I said this. I've seen these bank tracks, and it really just depends. The way I look at peaking now, because these professional athletes, they got to be ready to race and run anytime during the season. Each athlete and each coaching style is a little different. Sometimes what a person runs indoor for these 200s and 400s, I've noticed they run similar times outdoor. So there's no guarantee she's going to get much faster than this. But let's say that she brings this in here. This is really good that she could do a 49.26 because you put some hurdles over her, she might be able to do the more efficient thing. Muhammad says she doesn't like 400 repeats. It kind of shows in her open 400. She doesn't seem like she runs that very well. 4x400 meter relay, all right, cool, fair enough. 400 hurdles, excellent. World record holder multiple times. But what does this mean? Hold on, give me a second here. What does this mean? Well, on the one hand, we got a 41-year-old world record, and some people say, quote, record, because some of these records have been kind of questionable, particularly in that 4 and the 800. Many people are waiting for that to go down, just like many people are saying, hey, Flojo record in the 100, 200, let's say that's gone. I have to say that record in the 100 has to be legitimate because of looking at her 200, I'm like, the win could have been at that back, but to say that she didn't have the potential to run that at this point is like, look at people running there and they still can't get the record, right? So let's look at it there. Now, that means she would have had to have massive speed endurance, Flojo, at that time. Now, some people have questioned the identity of maybe the 400 and 800 meter athletes. Now we don't have to question that no more. Femke Bol breaks a 41-year-old record. And she didn't beat it by a small. She beat it by 33.33. 0.3 of a second. That's a smashing of that record. That's a smashing of that record. Now, I used to get annoyed by some of the hyperbole, is what I would say. The hyperbole that these announcers are coming here and saying, oh, the wonderful, they start putting words like that. When's the last time you heard them do that with a black athlete? Now, I'm going to just say it straight like that. They don't even do that with Dina Asher-Smith. And she's from Britain. They do not put the wonderful, whimsical, the amazing, and all of that stuff behind it. They do not put those words. They did not use that. Now, they used Mythical Mo one time, but that's after he's got so much behind him. It's like you got to earn that if you're a black person. You got the potential to do that as a non-black person. We got to put that one out there. But now she's starting to live up to the billing. Now, this isn't her doing it to herself. This is the media behind her doing it. So I'm not holding it against her. Now, she's out there. They had the interview with her. She's so happy with this. I hope that she could keep going well. This would be a good challenge to Sydney McLaughlin as Muhammad starts to age out of the And the 400 meter hurdles, we need this. Are we going to see a sub 50 400 meter hurdles because of this? Or is it going to be Sydney just doing it on her own? She was running on her own before now. So I set the stage here. Now here's the next thing. What do you guys think of Bol with her 49.26? This is what I think of it. I believe this sets her up for a potential sub 49 second 400 outdoor. And if she can hit, from what I've seen, if she can hit a 49, I say 49.9. 49.86, I'm thinking that's about the quickest I can see her right now. Because she used every inch of that. When she cut in how you're told to cut in. A lot of these professional athletes, it kind of weirds me out when they cut immediately in. Or the collegiate athletes, because they're trying to cut somebody off so that they don't come there. You're supposed to go in that diagonal shortest distance there. That is what Bol did in this world record. So she took every single inch, every single centimeter that she can get out of this run, the both times that I saw her run this. So that's what I'm saying. She's using every inch that she can do. So I'm looking at her 49.05 really to 48.86. That's where I see her right now. If she can get into that 48 range, she has a real potential to challenge Sydney McLaughlin if she's not on her A game. And that assumes that McLaughlin does not improve yet again. Okay? Because we can't just assume somebody's going to snap and set a world record each time. McLaughlin and Muhammad, when they're in these races, they essentially, you kind of expect the world record. You kind of expect. It's like watching Haile Gebrselassie when he was at his prime. When he comes out, it's like, is he setting a record? Whether it's a meet record or world record, and most of the time world record or something like that, including breaking his own. It's like he comes out and he even said it. He said, people expect me to just have it every single time there when I come out to these races, for the distance people out there. And I don't necessarily expect that. So this season, just like last season, I didn't just expect she's going to break a world record. And if they didn't have that one hurdle set the wrong way, that first opener that she did would have broke the world record too. So McLaughlin, barring injury, is still the overall overwhelming favorite. But if Bol can get to a 49.8 something, 49.9 is going to be a little harder. But if she could get underneath that, I think she has a real chance of challenging Sydney McLaughlin. And that's going to be the race. I still give Sydney McLaughlin the win. Sydney McLaughlin's going to have to be on top of her game. What do you guys think about that? Because right now, she's on fire. I gotta give it to her. I had a little bit with the, maybe they saw the potential that we didn't see. I just hear it so often with sometimes the media in Europe crowning somebody before they should be crowned. When I hear Otto Bolton and now Sonia Richards-Ross talk about somebody and they're hyping them up, they get the hype all around the board. But when I hear the European announcers sometimes in different nations, we're not going to say the British announcers, they just kind of get like pick a favorite and that's just who they get. I hear it with the distance runners in the U.S. and that annoys me a little bit because it's like they got a narrative, especially around the championships. That's understandable. But for a regular meet, when you got somebody there and so many, they're dishing it out and I hear the excitement all across the board. But when the British announcers, when they were bigging up Bol, now she's starting to live up to it. She's got a world record for a highly competed event. Now, I hear some people, I've seen it in the comment section. Well, indoor wasn't really run all that serious, not too much. And I'm like, look, just drop it. Yes, indoor isn't run as seriously, but have we seen somebody break 20 seconds in indoor like we saw, what's his name? No, we haven't. Have we seen people come up and get these records before? No. Yeah, Sydney McLaughlin might have jogged the 300 or was that 500 indoor and when she was like 17 or 18 or whatever that was, and she didn't really put the full effort into it. It was just like, hey, I got to do it. It's my sponsor or whatever. Okay, great. Now that the world best is in Bol's hands, are we going to see her say, hey, look, I take it that serious? Maybe not. Maybe it's not that important to her. But right now, let's just enjoy the records as they're getting knocked down. She's got a world record that is frequently run for her, albeit indoor. And let's see what she does outdoor. That doesn't mean she's going to get to 47. That's a tall ask to say 49 something to a 47. That's a big leap. That's a big leap. It's still kind of hard to see still a 48.8 something, even a 48.8 low. But that's still more realistic than 47 anything right now. So some people have gotten there. When the hype train is good, the hype train is good for them. So what do you guys think? Leave your comment in the comment section below. We're going to have our other videos about Noah Lyles. We're going to analyze Aaliyah Hobbs. We're going to do that. I'm probably going to leave their videos here or here, somewhere in the upper left or right hand corner, one of the two videos. We're releasing them all like that. Give me your thoughts on here. I'm very happy about Femke Bol. Congratulations on breaking that world record. 41 years, and that is down. Talk about record breaking. Talk about that. Congratulations, Femke Bol. I got to give you your flowers while you're here, and I got to add that in. I don't want to overhype people, but hey, you earned this. You deserve this. You got the world best in the 300 hurdles. You got the world best in the 500 indoor, and now you got the world record here for the 400 meter indoor, as well as Olympic bronze and world championship silver medal. Let's move on to our next subject, Noah Lyles and Aaliyah Hobbs. Talk to you all later.